Hi, thank you for joining us today. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can translate a UI design to Angular component. I'm going to translate this. We're going to have a header section. We're going to have these news blocks with this urgent or hot news or something like that. And there's this singular content. So all of this at the end of this tutorial will be components on their own, and then we're going to have a page that puts all of them together. Okay, if it's your first time watching our videos, please consider subscribing to our channel. It will help us a lot. And if you find value in this video, please leave a like, comment. Okay, so without further delays, let's get to it. So I have created a demo project. It's fictional news. As you can see, it's actually plain. There's nothing inside of it. If we look at this design, this head section could be an Angular toolbar, and this could be a card. As you can see, if I go to my app, there's nothing inside. It's all plain, and you can see this one. Whatever you see here, that's what is running in this screen. There's a video I've made on how to install Angular on your Windows machine. Please check that out. It will help you set up your Angular flawlessly. I have created two folders. One is shared and one is pages. So the shared is where we're going to keep all our reusable components so we can reuse them. So now we're going to create the first component, which is the header component. This. If you right click on this shared folder and open integrated terminal, I generate new component, and you generate component, and this is going to be our header. And I'm going to export it. That's the first component created. The next component is this news block. I'm going to also create that, generate that. I do ng generate component. I'm going to call it news block. I'm also going to export it. You're wondering where this is. It's inside here. Both of them. And then the next one that I want to do is the footer. So to generate that, I repeat the same process. I have made a video on how to install Angular in your Windows machine. So if you're finding anything difficult in this tutorial, please check that video out. It will help you set up your Angular CLI flawlessly. So now we have our components here. Now I'm going to go to app component.html, and I'm going to get rid of everything inside here. So I'm going to take out everything. Okay, and then I'm going to call our component. So this is going to be our header component. I'm going to call the next component. I'm going to call the footer first. Close it. These are all static component. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a wrapper just for simplicity's sake. I'm going to create a wrapper, and then I'm going to use flex to display both of them. So down here, I'm going to do div class first one. I'm gonna put news details. The next one, I'm gonna pull news block. And now when we go back to our site, all we get is header works, news details works, all of this works, but there's still nothing inside. So at least we know that we can see all our components in there. So now we're going to be working here. So if I make this 60, so let's start with the head section. So if we go into shared, we go into header, we go into component, see where we have header works, we just get rid of that. And then we're going to have a container. Now you can name it however you want. Your naming convention and all that is totally up to you. So I'm just gonna continue like this. Continue. That is my class. Now if you like camel case, you can always do camel case. So but for this tutorial I'm just gonna keep it simple. So this is the wrapper, and then this is gonna hold two more containers. One of this is gonna be company logo, and the next one is gonna hold our menu. So this is gonna be top menu. And now let's put some things inside. So this is gonna hold, let's put, because we want to link to that, so we can either do h1 fictional news.com. Now we need to wrap this in an a tag, so do an ahref. So this is gonna have a hashtag for now. So then we move our logo into that, so that way we can always have a link back to home. Then for what menu items, I'm gonna do a UL, an ordered list, unordered list, and then I'm gonna have an li. So let's see what we have. So we have home, daily news, hot news, contact us. So this is gonna be home. As a matter of fact, this also has to have a link. So I'm gonna do a router link, which is something like href in Angular, by the way. And then I'm gonna close this. Again, this is gonna be home. Let's see what we've done. So we have this links, they're not working, so let's change this to, just keep it simple, right? Let's make it href and keep it simple. Oh, since we don't have routes anyway. Now the first thing we want to do is to use flex to position these two elements. So you can either do that in your component style sheet, or you can do it in the global style. For this tutorial, I'm just going to put in the global style. So the first thing I want to do is to just get out browser margins and paddings. Okay, that one is done. So here we said header container, company logo. So we're gonna do, that's the first one. So this is gonna push those two elements sideways. Let's save it. But notice that we have an issue somewhere here. So we need to fix that. We need to ensure that our page stays 80% of the screen. So for us to fix that, let's get back to our main component, which is here. So this is gonna be, you can put a width. So this will center our content. You see, so we now have spaces. We can also make it 85. And then this has got a shadow somewhere. It's got this border here. Let's pick the color here. So usually, because my background is white, I don't need to specify background. There is a problem, and the problem is this is not stretching to the end. That means I need one wrapper that can stretch 100%. Okay, let's go put that in here. So now that I've got them aligned here now, let's just style this now. Too much pixel, 25 pixel. That still looks too much. That looks like it. Get rid of this and then float it to the left. The only thing is I gotta clay it somewhere here. And then I'm gonna go take this class, put it at the top. Doesn't have a weight. So let's make it 50%. As a matter of fact, we can even make it display flags. And so this header section is ready now, so we're done with that. Let's see. Let's move into this detail. So for this, we need to pick out this asset on the slice tool. We can use the slice tool, and then we can cut. So you can zoom in. You can hold your Z on the keyboard, or you do Control plus or Command plus to zoom in Photoshop. So I just click here and I slice this guy, and then give it featured image as a name, so that when I save it, it's gonna have that name. Then I can do that. Export now. Here for now. All slices, selected slices. That's what this is important. If you do all slices, if you have more than one slice item, it's gonna just export all of it. If you wanna do all your slices at once, you can do that. If you wanna do it one at a time, which is what I'm doing right now, you can also do that. I like to do it one at a time, so that I just pick it when I need it. Okay, so we have this one, and then I zoom out. So this is completed, so I'm just going to close it, and then I'm going to open news details. This is the component, and then let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so we've added an image. I think I'm gonna take away the height and the width, and let it automatically display it full size. Let's see, that looks better. Now I need to contain it just like we contain this one. This is gonna have the same spacing, and then it's gonna look nicer. So let's just do that. So if we go to app component, this is the wrapper class. So I take this wrapper class. So we go to where we have our container. Yep, this is where we're gonna put it. Also, we don't need a padding here. So I'm just gonna repeat this style, just without a padding. So what I usually do is I just duplicate this line. I use Control D, Command D, and then take away this one. Well, technically I need that. So that puts some kind of white space top and bottom, which is a good thing. So just put it like that. Yep, this centers it. So now I have my news block here. Now I need to also give this guy a size of maybe like 70% of the screen. So it's gonna have like a bigger size, and then the news block is just gonna have a smaller portion of the screen. Okay, so let's see, news detail. So this class, I'm gonna put that. So for large screen, it should be 80% or 70%. Then for small screens, it's gonna be 100%. And then let's go pick this next one and just make it align nicely. So this should be good. So I'm just gonna go pick details here, and then use details after the image. Let's wrap this around. Okay, it all looks like it's all bundled up together. Now let's create some nice spacing, and then there's a spacing between here. So how I usually measure space, I just pick a ruler, and then I can measure the space here, and that's gonna give me 34. So we're done with the news detail area. The next thing we want to do is this news block. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. If there's some part of this tutorial that you want more clarity on, please feel free to leave us a comment as well. Okay, so let's go fix that sidebar now. So we're done with details. Let's go to news block. So news block, we're gonna have a wrapper. That's how I like to do it. So how do we want to look at this? How do we want to do this? So first of all, I've got a H2 or H3, H2 here, and then this probably be H3. Yeah, I'm gonna have a div that contains this whole box, and I'm gonna have this urgent and non-urgent and content area. Okay, let's just do it. So I basically have a parent wrapper, and then I've got a div to my left and a div to my right. Inside the div to my left, I call the news details component. Inside the div to my right, I got news block component. Now I'm controlling this with, so this is the parent wrapper, the body wrapper is a flex item, and this is 70%, and this is 30%, 28%, just so that I can have some gap in between them. Now let's continue doing this. So this is how our screen looks like right now. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and do check out the next video on how we can reuse this component we're using now. The link will be in the description. Please check it out. Our page is coming up, but let's fix this important part. So you can see that I'm having a white space this way. If I zoom in here quickly, I'm having a white space here. That's because I added the padding earlier. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. Sometimes you've done something before and then you realize it's not helping you. You can just inspect it and then you go to that particular element and then you find why. You can just more like troubleshoot why you're having that, and then you can fix it. So I have we've made the urgent news block. So the next thing, I'm just gonna duplicate this news block, take away this urgent flag, and then we should have it looking like the design. So I'm just gonna copy this, So I already duplicated this. I'm just gonna change the text. Okay, so we should have our news just like we have it in the design. So I'm just gonna add spacing in between them. I need to put a margin bottom. This will add the margin 5 pixel top and bottom, which will create some kind of space. If it doesn't create a much space, I make it 10. That looks like it. I'm just gonna make it look nicer. I'm gonna add this footer, which is basically the same concept as this. So just like we've done every other component, I have just completed the footer section, which is just basically padding with background and then this text, the copyright text. And now in the next video, we're going to reuse this component with a different style. So the link to that video will be in the description. Do check it out. These files will be available on GitHub. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Please consider subscribing to our channel. Leave us a like, leave us a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.